I'm Lucy Lumsden and I'm head of comedy at Sky. The first time I came here was to be in a play at the Fringe, and I was Harlequin in a musical about Goldoni, and we were on at the Pleasance, which was just Pleasance 1 and Pleasance 2. Remember those days? Not that anymore. It's a very exciting moment when Rowan Atkinson came to our show, and he sat in the front row and he stayed for about 6 minutes before walking out. But we didn't care. It was probably a bit rubbish.
Talk us through your memories, your key memories, the kind of stick-out moments for you of your time as a student at Edinburgh.
The thing I really fell in love with was the theatre, and finding the Bedlam Theatre was probably one of the best things I did. In a pre-internet world, pre-Twitter obsession, our only obsession was to produce plays to the best of our ability and not make fools of ourselves come opening night. We were given incredible opportunities, like taking Oh, What a Lovely War to Heidelberg to frighten the Germans. Actually, I remember almost being arrested, coming back from Heidelberg with our prop rifles, and they thought they were the real thing, and we got stuck there for quite some time. It's quite frightening. And Donald Mayne's play, The Dutiful Easy, which we took to the Tron in Glasgow, I actually still have no idea what that play was about, even though I was going out with the writer, but I thought it was really uncool to ask him.
How do you think the experience of being a student at Edinburgh shaped you?
It shaped me completely, I think. I think my degree to a certain extent is history of art, but I think I figured out quite quickly that wasn't going to be my career. So being able to have that opportunity to put on plays in the theatre whenever we wanted, to feel very responsible for that theatre. It wasn't like there was someone we could fall back on. We took it terribly. We took the job of having fun very, very seriously. So I look back at that time and think that was really where my career in the entertainment industry started.
Most people's stand-up memories of university are often about the social side, the fun aspect. Can you just talk us through your memories of actually being a student and studying? What was the degree programme like, and the academic element of it like?
Yes, there was a lot of studying, but I think it was getting used to the fact that we had to work a lot on our own. It took some time, and that's why that fourth year is quite good, because my first year, I think, fresh out of school, it's quite a culture shock to realise that you have to be responsible for doing all the work involved to deliver that essay. So again, I worked hard, but I think I actually was working harder at producing those plays in the Bedlam, juggling the two. Interesting, trying to juggle the two.
And you got a degree in history of art. How did you get where you are now? And is there any synergies between where you are now and that time at Edinburgh?
So it's 24 years since I was here, so that's quite a long time. A lot of the formative stage was just experimenting with as many things that came my way. So and any advice I could give to someone would be just take advantage of any connection you have, any opportunities to do work experience, and actually your own initiative. So I took my initiative to volunteer at the National Film School as soon as I left. You're not paid for this stuff, you have to bankroll yourself, and after about 6 months I then got a proper paid job at the comic strip. And they had an iconic band of those alternative comics, French and Saunders, Rick and Aid, and I was just a fan. But I found myself working there. It was absolutely amazing. I wish I knew that it came from my wit and charisma. In fact, it came from the fact I could type really fast. And that's all they needed, and it was my lucky break. And I stayed there for a couple of years. I worked at lots of different production companies. I actually temped first at the BBC in the comedy department. And through an admin, I think got to read scripts and develop a sense of assessing comedy and figuring out what was good and bad, and then really worked my way up. And 8 years later, I became controller of comedy commissioning at the BBC. After 3 years, I went to Sky and headed up comedy, where I've been for the last 5 years. So my role of head of comedy at Sky has been to find scripted comedies for you, the great viewing pleasure of the British public. Think of me as a comedy midwife, delivering you laughter opportunities. And despite some egos and some occasional misfires and a script pile that I never have got to the bottom of, it's been a blast. And I've been so lucky to be involved with some of the great shows. Gavin and Stacey, The Trip, The Thick of It, Miranda, Stella, Outnumbered.
What would your advice be to people who are about to leave university and about to embark on that journey, particularly with people with maybe less vocational sort of degrees from Edinburgh?
I mean, I say spend your time at university wisely and do the extracurricular stuff, because actually all of that experience will set you apart from people who just walk out with their degree and think that that's going to get them a job. It's really tough. I think the work experience thing is vital. So using, again, all those connections you have. I mean, I'm really grateful for friends from university who'd introduced me to someone. Just have your eyes open, be curious and seize any opportunity that comes your way, and be prepared to do quite a bit of work for free at the beginning. And if you just play your cards right and you work hard and you make sure you make the most of every opportunity, it should come good, because good talent will get spotted. So thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Edinburgh University. You continue to inspire me. Even 24 years on, you've given me great friends who I continue to work with. I wear you like a badge, as I do my comic heroes. This year I'll be here for August, not to paint the Bedlam toilets, but to chair the Foster's Edinburgh Comedy Awards. So I return to where it all started. And none of this would have happened without those precious university years. Thank you for giving me the best start I could have hoped for. And keep laughing.